Well, we finally got our hands on the brand new Milwaukee M12 FUEL Extended Reach ratchets, and it's the latest generation. First generation was an M12 ratchet that was not fuel, so it was not brushless. And then after that, we got the M12 FUEL ratchet. So this is one here. This is a 1/2-inch drive version of it. So that was the first fuel version. And then after that, we got an extended reach, and then we went to a high speed, getting a high speed ratchet. So getting a little more speed of being able to run the nuts off and it being faster. But we lacked a little bit of power on that, even though I believe these are nut running devices anyway, not meant to be high power. But Milwaukee said, you know what, we can do better. And we released last year the M12 FUEL latest generation, and it's basically giving high speed and high torque, but they didn't have the extended reach. And now we have the extended reach version of these ratchets. We have the 1/4 inch, the 3/8 drive, and the 1/2-inch drive versions. Model numbers on these is the 3058, 3058 is the 1/4 inch, the 3059 is the 3/8 inch, and the 3055 is the 1/2-inch version. Now, power on these, 45 foot-pounds for the 1/4 inch. That's a lot for a 1/4 inch anvil. And then 70 foot-pounds on the 3/8 and 80 foot-pounds on the 1/2-inch drive version. That's a ton of torque on a ratchet. And then RPM is 550 RPM for the 1/4 inch, 400 RPM for the 3/8 and 300 RPM for the 1/2-inch version. Now that is no load speed. So once you put a load on it, obviously that's going to change. It's going to drop a little bit, but still very fast ratchets. Now, one thing to point out here, grab the 3/8 drive here. You'll notice here, I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to let off. And you see it jump there to my left. We'll pull the trigger again. And now it jumped to the right. You see it's jumping different ways each time. So what Milwaukee found out was everybody out there, all the mechanics out there, were doing neutral drops or NASCAR starts on these ratchets. In other words, they were getting it started and then dropping the socket on the nut to try to be able to bust it free because it didn't have the torque needed that they wanted to be able to break something free without putting it, kind of a manual torque on it. So Milwaukee thought, you know what, there's always going to be kind of slop built in, or clearance, if you will, built into the directional of going forward and going reverse. And really on these ratchets, it's kind of a cam mechanism that drives the ratchet. So it's not a gear, it's not a pinion, a ring and pinion or something like that that's driving this. So spinning the motor in either direction is still going to drive the anvil the correct way. So what they realized was they could utilize that slop, that clearance built into the tool. As always, you can't take out all the clearance, right? And they said every other time of pushing the button, or every time you push the button, it turns the motor a different way. And so what that does is kind of builds in that clearance, right? If it's all the way meshed one way and you pull the trigger, it's going the opposite way, where you're going to have that little bit of neutral drop kind of built into the ratchet. So that's why you'll notice this motor is turning differently each time you pull the trigger. And to get the power and speed here, Milwaukee didn't just take a brushless motor for their drill or impact drivers or something and build a ratchet with. They actually designed a complete new motor for this series of ratchets. As you can see here in kind of their first rendition of the FUEL, pretty big and bulky there through the body because they probably used some sort of, regular brushless motor they had, everywhere else or in several other places to build it. So it's a little bit thicker through here. But what they realized they could do is they could slim this down, maybe even lengthen it just a little bit and still be able to build the power they needed and the RPM they needed, and give us an extended version as well as the standard version as well. And that's not where the features end. On all the previous versions, you will find the paddle switch on the ratchets, and many people did not like these. It's really kind of a plunger switch with a paddle going over the top. I'm a paddle guy. I like paddles on my die grinders, I like paddles on my ratchet, but I get it. Some people like a button. They want to just kind of pull the button, pull the trigger, what have you. So we had the paddles before on all the generations prior. So what Milwaukee did was they came out with a button or a trigger, but they didn't really stop there, because what comes with the tool is also this right here. And now this is not a screwdriver or something like that. It is actually a paddle. And all you have to do is there's a little button right here. You just need to depress this and slide that trigger forward. And now I can take my paddle, line it up here, make sure this goes down in that little crevice there. And now I have a paddle style trigger. So this comes with the tool. It comes with the trigger already mounted or the button already mounted, but then you get the paddle that comes with the tool as well. And it doesn't stop there. If you want to get a little pickier, then they have a full, what they're calling their modular trigger cap kit. So each one of these are different style triggers. You can see they kind of ramp a different way, ramp on both sides, ramp just at the top, a little stronger ramp there. And then this one here has got even a little step in it. So we're literally just kind of a single finger trigger, because what they realized was doing a lot of question and answer stuff and interviewing people that's used it, they all had a different feel on what they wanted. So you can get this kit right here that comes with the paddle, as well as 4 other buttons or 4 other switches. And I believe this runs $30, $29. And you can get this, that you can then customize the tool the way you want it. But the paddle does come with the tool, and the trigger comes on the tool. And furthermore, they also have the protective boots if you want to run those as well. Just a little brute force will get it on there for you. And so now you've got a protective boot. Directional lever there is easy to get to. Also, something added is the grease point there. So now you can actually use your needle grease fitting to actually grease the head of the ratchets. Something that wasn't available in the prior versions, but now on the latest generation of standard and extended reach, you have the little grease fitting hole. So now you can grease the heads of the ratchet without pulling it apart. You also get an LED light right here, kind of shining forward, may help you out. And the protective boot, by the way, will run $29 as well. And they have them in the 3/8 as well as the 1/4 inch. Now let's talk about pricing, specifications, and then we'll take these over to the test bench and actually see how well they do. The length on these probably going to be all about the same. So 17.5 inches with the battery on there, with a M12, the smaller CP battery, and 16.25 inches for the 1/4 inch, and 17.25. So 17.25, 17.5, and 16.25 on the 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. The 1/4 inch is going to weigh in with the battery 2 pounds 5 ounces. 3/8 drive, 2 pounds 8.5 ounces, and the 1/2 inch drive, 2 pounds 11.5 ounces. Now, pricing on these, they're each $279. That comes without the battery. If you do want to get the Dash 21, so meaning it comes with a battery and a charger, that will run about $379 each. So the same whether it's 1/4 inch, 3/8, or 1/2 inch, Bare tool, $279. And when I say bare tool, it comes with the trigger and with the paddle. And then if you want the kit that comes with the paddle and the trigger and the tool and a 2.5 amp hour M12 battery and charger, that's going to run you $379 and 5-year warranty on these. Okay, let's go ahead and torque these. And I'm going to go to 45 for the 3/8. There's 40. And there's 45. There's 45. Now let's go to 70. There's 70. And then we'll go to 80. So we'll use our welded adapter with an adapter to go down to 1/4 inch to see if we can't break free this 45 foot-pounds. This is throwing things off. I know using an adapter throws things off. However, one of them is welded on, but yes, using the other adapter and it being 1/4 inch and such a large socket as well as a large nut, we really should be testing on something smaller. But let's just see what happens here. We're in reverse. And here we go. Try one at 45 foot-pounds. Let's try the neutral drop. Budge a little. Okay, had to break it free a little bit to get it to go, but no, it didn't seem to do that at 45 foot-pounds. Again, it being a 1/4 inch drive ratchet on that big nut and socket, I'm not putting a lot of weight on that. And if you've watched any of my videos on battery powered ratchets, you know I don't put a lot of weight on torque from these things because I think they're nut running devices, but I get it. I get it when you want something to break something free. So if we can get speed and the power, hey, I don't have a problem with it. So now we're 70 foot-pounds. Here we go. Oh, I'm tightening, sorry. Oh, it moved. And you see I've got it pinned against the bottom, so I'm not helping it. Okay, just needed a little bump there. So it did move it, and then I just gave it a little slop. I didn't help it at all, and it broke that free. Now let's go to the 80 foot-pounds. Here we go. Again, no help. It jumped. Okay, I think it needs that slop one more time. Just not getting a good enough bite. So all I'm going to do, come here, back it back down. Okay, little drop the clutch and it does it just fine, but at a stop, it didn't seem to do it. All right, we're going to try this again. We're going to take our 3/8 torque wrench here and we're going to torque this at 45 foot-pounds. Do 2 of them. Okay, then we're going to do 70 foot-pounds. And then 80 foot-pounds. Make sure we're in reverse. And now Try this one. Moved it. There we go. Let's go with the 3/8 at 70. There we go. You kind of leave it light in your hand and let it get a little slop. It tends to handle that better because it gets a running start. Yeah. Looks like kind of the same results we're getting on the larger fasters as well. Well, we didn't quite break free the numbers that they claim. I'm not sure that's the way they were testing, but still, I'm still a proponent of these are nut running devices. I think they're still much powerful than the previous generation on these, and we still have a lot of speed on these as well. Pricing on it, they're a little stout at $279, but again, find the extended reach ratchets from anybody else, and they're going to be in that ballpark. So let us know what you think. Have a great day and keep smiling.